Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to a Monday edition of the Line Holiday Monday edition, because ain't nobody here except for your boy, Andrew McLean. That's right. For the rest of the week, I am the only original that you got. You got fill-ins for Dixon Inviting and Leland, and then your boy. I decided that I would stay here and man the ship. Part of that I probably would have taken off, but there's only so many fill-ins we've got floating around out there.
That is true.
You know, you can't just throw anybody in the mix. So I decided I'd stick it out. And so here we are. I'm going to be honest, like today's going to be a struggle because I didn't get home till like 2 o'clock this morning.
What were you doing on a Sunday?
Well, we ended up in the emergency room. Trish was having some chest pains and stuff like that, and so it had been persisting for a while, and we just got to the point last night where it's like, you know, we're going to go ahead and go on up here and try to figure something out. Everything's okay right now. You know, we got other appointments and stuff we got to handle, but yeah, we got home about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock this morning.
Ouch.
And so I'm a little bit delusional. You're already delusional whenever you come back from a vacation, you know? And I talked about this last time. You got to knock the rust off and everything else and just get in a groove. It's the holidays. A lot of people are off between the, you know, Christmas and New Year's just because it's all kind of crammed there together. And we're just winging it. So we'll see how this show goes. We'll just see. I'm probably going to lean a lot into the audience to make this happen. This is when did you come back? You came back on Tuesday, didn't you?
Yeah, I worked for the one day last week, Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
you've been out of pocket and you were out of pocket that previous week.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday the previous week, yeah.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out how I can get that on a regular basis. Work only 3 days out of a 2-week period.
Wasn't that nice? Wasn't last week nice? Worked 2
It was weird because Saturday morning, woke up, had no clue what day it was, and convinced myself that it was Sunday.
Yeah.
Not really sure why.
Can't figure it out. It throws us off. I think it probably throws off everybody. I found myself over the past 3 or 4 days taking like short naps in the middle of the day, which I don't do because I feel like crap when I wake up from a midday nap. And we did it one day, and Trish was like, "What time is it?" And I was like, "It's 5 o'clock." I just looked at my phone. She's like, "Well, what day is it?"
There you go.
I was like, "I don't even know. I don't know what day it is." But it was the same day. We just had to. It was a lot, dude. It was Christmas this year was a lot. We hosted her family. And anytime Trish hosts, it's like balls to the wall in the lead up to that. Like everything's got to be looking good and pristine. And you know how she is about her Christmas decorations. Like everything needs to be in place. She wants people to come over and have a good time in a nice environment, which I get that. She loves that kind of stuff. And that's why, you know, I help her do it. But it's exhausting.
It is.
It is exhausting to be a host. And then there was the whole thing. I think this happened. I think I was dealing with this for several days. She got wrapping paper that was like covered in glitter, which I think that the Trump administration, Donald Trump, should sign an executive order to ban glitter on Christmas wrapping paper. I'm not saying ban glitter altogether, but at least ban it on wrapping paper.
I would go so far as to say Christmas cards, too.
Christmas cards as well. That's right. Christmas cards and wrapping paper. It was all over the place. I mean, I was covered in glitter. Every family member was covered in glitter. The animals were covered in glitter. The Christmas food was covered in glitter. It was everywhere, and you couldn't get rid of it. It
No,
just
it'll take you years to get rid of it.
yeah, it just sticks around. I probably still got glitter on me now, and I'm like, oh my god. So I'm gonna go back to work, and everybody's gonna think I spent Christmas at the titty bar, but there were no titties. It was just wrapping paper, and so that was one of my big obstacles. But everybody had a good Christmas. I had a good Christmas. Trish had a good Christmas. I know a lot of people are probably wondering, what did you finally get Trish for for Christmas? And so I'll start off by saying I got her some gold earrings, all right, which is something she had been asking for. You know, I mean, in a roundabout way, she'd been asking for it. So I was like, okay, well that's probably going to work. I got her this new jewelry box that she was really excited to fill up, and so do that. Um, and then Christmas. I guess this is Christmas Eve, or no? It's the day before Christmas. No, it is Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, we got to do a little bit of running around. Well, I had to do some running around. She's like, well, I'll just go with you. And we had to run by Belk. And so she's like, well, why don't I just go in here and, you know, get some stuff that I pick out, but it's from you. Like, this is your Christmas gift to me, but I'm going to pick it out, which I'm all for, by the way.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that, because you know she's going to like it.
So she gets in there and she starts perusing around, and she's like, I really want some earrings. And I'm like, oh, no. Because remember, I've got the gold earrings that she doesn't know about yet. So now she's looking at all these earrings. She's like, what do you think about these? What do you think about these? And I'm like, oh.
And you got to play it cool, because you don't want to give away the fact that you've got something for her.
Right. So she ended up getting earrings at Belk that day. Not the same ones.
That's good.
I got the other ones from K Jewelers, but it was stressful. But she got a bunch of stuff, what she wanted. Kids got what they wanted. Everybody's happy. Turned out to be a good Christmas, and a lot of time spent with the family and everything else. So that was good. I noticed the fill-in on the morning show today was Kip Kiefer.
Yes.
And Legend.
Yeah.
Which, funny thing, and he didn't remember this, but I said to him, I said, you don't remember me, do you? And he's like, no. I said, I used to work at a little nut and bolt house down in Woodlawn, Avondale area. It was a little mom and pop place, and I worked there for like 10 years. This was back, I don't know, 2010, 2011, 2012. And he worked for a different company where they would come by and they would pick up parts. They would pick up hardware for the jobs that they have or whatever. And I would be at the counter, and he'd come in and he'd just harass the piss out of me about being a Tennessee fan. And the only reason I knew is because he came in and he's like, yeah, I'm Legend from the Paul Feinbaum show. And he's like, Tennessee sucks. It just every time he would come in, you just give me, because I
You're
was
always wearing a hat or a shirt, weren't you?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
And at the time there was another coworker I had. He was a Tennessee fan too, and he got the business as well. So I mentioned that to him. He's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like, man, we just come around full circle, didn't we?
Don't we always?
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. What else? What else do I got to give you? I think that's probably it. I don't think I got anything else. We do have a Hey Now roll call to conduct, so let's do that. First post Hey Now roll call, and I see 0 early birds. 0.
Wow.
Which is crazy, which puts at number 1 on today's Hey Now roll call. None other than Freight Pilot. Hey now, Freight Pilot. Hey now. Good job, buddy. Send us a song. Carrie Cook at number 2. Mark at number 3. Excuse me. Bubba Rumble at number 4. Jay at 5. Then you had Leslie and Hippie with the J's. You got Heath and Hell Yeah Ricky and Scott and Trent and the Chicken Lady, Mark and Kim. You got Christy, Bo, Dr. McReady, Justin, everybody. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Are y'all working today? That's what I want to know. Who all had to go back to work today? And how many of y'all got to be on vacation for the rest of the week? Because we'll just be here the next 3 days. Hopefully, I mean, the next 2 days should be all right because I'll hopefully get some sleep today and tonight. But I've got this feeling that it's going to be a long 3 days. I don't know why, but I think it's going to be a long 3 days. Now, for me personally, I got more vacation coming up that I got to take in the middle of January. So what happens is, next week we've got a full week, but then after that week, I'm going down to Tampa, and so I'm going to be going like a Wednesday through Monday.
Ooh, hello.
And so it's going to, like, once that's over with, it is going to be so hard to get back in the groove of, like, doing a normal Monday through Friday like I've been doing, for 3 years. Because I didn't never really take vacation. And now that I'm taking it, it's all kind of just clumped up together. But we'll make it work. If you want to get in on the show, and we'll just do whatever today, man. I'm wide open for whatever y'all want to do. If you want to complain about the Christmas presents you got, or you want to, blast somebody for getting you socks and underwear, you can call us, and we'll do that live on the radio for thousands of people to hear. 205-545-9950, Monday edition of The Line, coming at you right after this. I like the fact that everybody is putting in the tax line whether or not they're working today or what they're doing. Y'all just tell me what you're doing for work, and that'll probably make me feel better about being tired. You know, well, at least I'm not that guy. Couldn't be like that. Chicken Lady says, yeah, working, selling houses 24/7. Love it. Tom from Pell City says, still unemployed. Somebody hire my man, Tom. Is he unemployed or is he retired? Maybe he's taking a break from work. If he's not, somebody give my man Tom a job. Brandon got to work the next 3 days. Darren says working today and tomorrow and back on Friday and Saturday. I do feel for the people that have to work on Friday. Now, normally, I think we would be working on Friday, but our boss came out and said, and I say, you know, the Cumulus boss, Mary, she said that we want to give you all the Friday off, which was very kind of her, because I don't know that we could get in the groove after a 2-day vacation and come back for 1 day, because we'd be looking for the door, baby. Let's say Trent says, I'm driving the propane delivery chart as we speak. Maybe I'm at the delivery truck. Frank says, I'm on the clock, but I would hardly call this working. There you go. Stick it to the man, Frank. That's what I'm talking about. Heath is working. Leslie says, I work from home, so yeah, I'm working. And on the tail end of recovering from emergency surgery. Oh, no.
Ooh, hello.
That is not good. I am so sorry about that. So sorry. Let's see. Rick says, I'm working today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Rhonda says, hey, now, good to hear you and Steve today. Andrew, hope Trisha's feeling better. Yes. Oh, and Freight Pilot, we got a song in late, so we're going to try to squeeze that in when we get back.
Here's the thing, and I'll go ahead and put this out there. We've said it during the morning show, too. You guys tend to send us a lot of links to stories or videos or something like that. We're not allowed to follow those links. So You're going to have to tell us what this is. I can go find it, but you're going to have to tell me. I can't follow a link. Sorry.
Now, when he says he's not allowed to follow a link, he just means I don't think we can legitimately click it.
No,
right?
We can't. We're not allowed to.
Oh, we're not allowed to?
Yes. Welcome to internet security.
Oh, I guess on those computers you can't.
Yeah.
Like, I could do it on my
You could do it on yours, but I can't do it on this, no.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Justin said, got money for Christmas. Then my truck's alternator and battery both broke on Christmas Day.
Dang.
So I guess that worked out.
Okay.
That usually happens when you get a windfall of money. Something will happen, and you end up.
And there goes that windfall.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Bubba Rumble says working vicariously through Andrew and Mr. West today. Nice work, great job, get her done, dudes. Mark's building cabinets. Darren's drilling rock in the quarry. Man, for those of y'all that are outside, it's chilly today. I mean,
oh yeah,
and it's not going to get any better. How can we? I mean, I guess it's better that we have nice weather while we're off, but it doesn't help with getting back in the groove of work when, it's freezing outside.
Well, and the weird thing is that when I left the house this morning, I looked and, thermometer on the car, take that for what it's worth, but it said 53. I guarantee you it's lower now.
No, it went, I think it was warmer last night, because even at like 2 o'clock this morning, it was not that bad. But when I woke up just a few hours later, I'm like, holy moly. So, it gets down to like 27, 26 degrees tonight.
Yeah, and for the next couple of nights, I think.
That's nasty. Why would they do that to us? Brian says, I'm delivering the effing mail.
Got to do what you got to do.
It's got to be cold as well. Caleb's putting a lift kit on a Chevrolet. Did you get a lift kit for Christmas?
Or is that what you usually do? Are you a mechanic?
And Mark and Kim working outside. Scott's working in Tennessee, freezing his ass off. Jen also working. The mail has to go. Ricky says going back to work today. He's a coal miner. Whew.
Oh, hello.
That's tough work, man.
Yeah, it is.
Maggie says, thanks to you and Steve for holiday work. I'm retired.
Oh, okay.
He's delivering medical equipment to hospice patients. Andrew says, I'm unemployed because I had a mental breakdown at work after my wife gave me divorce papers.
Oh, all right. I can see that.
That's I can see that happening as well. That's a wild one. Gun Doc says, I'm working like I always do every day, working on guns. That's because he's a gun doctor.
Nothing wrong with that.
Kevin's loaded with logs. Trucking up, gotta make some paper, towels, and that ish paper, he says.
Ah, yes. Got to do what you get. Well, you don't have to worry about that. You're just hauling the logs.
McReady says, 07 to the folks working. What does that mean? Andrew and Steve, particularly. 07?
Not sure.
Richard the Cop's out there, as he says, picking up bodies for lift, Bo's welding and fabricating steel handrails. And man, y'all are out there really working. I don't need to complain about being here after not getting any sleep.
Caleb, by the way, who's putting the lift on the Chevy, that's his job. That's what he does. So he's a mechanic.
So he's doing that job for somebody else.
Yeah, apparently.
Somebody else got a lift kit for Christmas, which is a very good gift, I would say. All right. So I do have some news to get to. We'll make that happen when we get back. If you want to get in, 205-545-9950. If y'all want to call in and railroad the show, I don't care. I'm more than happy for you to do that because we just got to get through this one. And then tomorrow I will be refreshed and ready to go. Be back in the saddle, baby. Also, a little bit of programming for those of you that watch the Over the Line podcast. Our next show will be New Year's Eve. We'll be starting about 9:30, bringing in the new year. For those of y'all that want to hang out with us, we'll be making that happen. I'll remind you before we get to that point, but just a little side note. Quick break, back after this. That's an interesting one. And you're a big Journey fan, aren't you?
I am.
What do you think? What do you rate this 1 to 10?
I have to admit, I never thought about putting these two together. I don't know. It's not bad.
Yeah! I like it.
So scale of 1 to 10, about a 7.
Which, by the way, everybody says 07 means to salute you.
I never thought about that.
07.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
There's an 07. By the way, find us on YouTube. We are broadcasting live on the interwebs. Not just audio, but video, as you can head over there to Real Talk 99.5 TV, Real Talk 99.5 TV, and see us live. 205-545-9950 if you want to get in. That's the way to do it. Everybody else is still sending their jobs in. Should I keep going with that? Jay says, I'm working this week with the exception of New Year's Day out in the cold. Ron's in Reno, Nevada. Heading to Beale Air Force Base in California next. So, how about that? Bubba Rumble says 07 symbolizes a salute in interwebs terms. So, is that an internet thing? God, I'm out of the loop. I got to start paying. I'm supposed to be the one that knows all this terminology. And it's getting lost on me. I'm getting lost in the mix. So I got to figure that out. Speaking of the cold weather, I want to talk about this in a minute. They've got 40 million people that are preparing for Winter Storm Ezra across the Midwest and the Northeast U.S. Apparently, it's not just going to get nasty; it's already getting nasty. Because I had a friend from Buffalo reach out to me this morning, and they're like, "Oh, it's bad."
Oh, I bet it is.
It's already
You get all
bad.
that lake effect snow off there in Buffalo.
Brutal.
Jeez.
But first, Tom in Pell City. Tom, what's up?
Rock and roll all night, party every day, man. Did you hear about Kiss getting a Kennedy Center honors from the Prez?
I did, actually.
Yeah, they got them. They're all dressed up, and Ace's daughter received his for him, which I thought was pretty cool.
I saw Gene
Yeah,
Simmons was
right.
asked by a reporter about his politics or what he thought of Donald Trump, and he basically, in so many words, gave the reporter a middle finger. He's like, nobody cares what I think. I make music. I'm not telling
Right.
you who I support.
I'm sure he did. You know, he's on The Apprentice, too, for a long time.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that,
thank
actually.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they're showing the Gene Simmons Family Jewels again now.
Are they?
That's on. Yeah, and I think Shannon, his wife's got breast cancer or something's going on and everything. So they set prayers up for the, Simmons family or whatever
Yeah.
and
For
stuff.
sure.
I don't know how true that stuff is on Facebook. So and all, but well, all right, man, rock and roll party every night. Y'all have a happy New Year's. If I don't talk to you New Year's Eve,
All right. See you, Cos.
roll tide, baby. 2 more to go.
Is Alabama going to get past Indiana? Does anybody know?
It's a good question. I mean, I looked at who all Indiana's played this year, and other than Ohio State, they played 2 other teams that were barely in the top 25 when they played them.
Mm.
And otherwise, they haven't really played anybody of real big note.
I saw a tweet from the Indiana football account that said something about that Alabama was just Mississippi State with better PR. But I don't
Well,
know.
that's one way to look at it.
I don't know that that's real though. That could have just been an internet meme. You know, people make fake tweets all the time, so I don't know if that. I don't know that they actually tweeted that out, but it'll be interesting. What's that on Friday? Is that a Friday game?
No, I
Friday
think
night?
that's actually New Year's Day.
Oh, is it New Year's Day?
Yeah, I think Wednesday we've got the game. Let me see if I remember the schedule right. I think Wednesday is the first game, which is Miami, Ohio State, and then the other 3 semifinal games are going to be on New Year's Day.
Huh. Oh, so they're going to do all 3 games on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Well, then where does that put the semifinals? The following week?
Probably.
Which
I'll
would
look it up.
probably both be on Saturday. And then the following week, maybe the national championship. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to watch them, but
Yeah, quarterfinals December 31st, January 1st. Semifinals January 9th and 10th. Championship Monday, January 20th in Atlanta.
yeah. Let's see how it plays out. I don't know. I'm not going to make a prediction. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Indiana's the real deal or not. You know, they seem like they're pretty good.
The trick, I think, will be for them because their quarterback, Mendoza, is a mobile quarterback, and that tends to give Alabama trouble. If they can contain him, then they've got a really good chance, I think.
Yeah.
But that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to contain him.
We shall see. Also, he mentioned the Gene Simmons, what do you call it, Family Jewels?
Yeah,
What's
that
the name of
reality show where they're following the family.
I was thinking about back in the day how innovative, I know this sounds stupid, but innovative those shows were. Like, they were super popular. Not just the Gene Simmons one, but like all of them. Like
Kardashians and
Hogan Knows Best
yeah, all
was
that
a big
stuff.
one. What was some of the others? The Osbournes.
Oh gosh, forgot about the Osbournes.
That was a huge one. You had, I don't know, man. It was just like the family celebrity, reality shows were, I mean, it was must-watch TV.
Yeah, for some people.
You couldn't miss it. It was just, it was good. And back then, you didn't really know that. Hold on, I think I got to sneeze.
Oh, good times there. I hate it when that happens on the air, you know. If it happened during a commercial break, it's much better.
I think I'm okay. It's like hanging out in the back of my head. I can feel it. I can feel it coming. Back then, though, we didn't know that. Well, I say we didn't. Maybe it was just me, but you didn't really know that was so scripted. That it was heavily scripted.
Oh, yeah.
You thought you were getting an inside peek at how their lives really operate.
No, play up the drama.
And maybe to an extent, some of it was real, but, for the most part, it was scripted. Because you can't do, like Trish and I used to do videos together, and we'd post them online. And funny, you come up with that idea because you're like, funny things, crazy things happen to us all the time. But when they happen, you don't ever have your camera out. They just randomly happen.
Sure.
And it's not like you're filming your life 24/7. So you have to then turn around and recreate those moments. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just as good. Sometimes it's not just as good. So I think it was a mix of scripting it and also recreating stuff that actually happened, but you're just having to redo it, which technically makes it scripted, The Chrisleys was another one. I thought the Chrisleys was okay.
Well, it's like watching, what was that one on History Channel? Pawn Stars.
Mm-hmm.
These are people that just want to get on TV because these are collectors of high-end items. You don't take those into a pawn shop. You go to the collectors of that, the groups that collect that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you're going to get more money. $500,000 by the collector, and he's offering you $25,000.
The industry reality shows as well, where it would take like a certain job, Storage Wars,
Duck Dynasty, all that kind of stuff.
Lizard Lick Towing.
Yeah, that too.
I
I remember that one.
There were so many of them. And actually, our buddy David Lynham was approached by producers to follow his landscaping crew and do a reality show
Okay.
here in Birmingham. And I don't remember what he told me, if he said he turned it down or just I don't remember. I feel like he turned it down, but they wanted to follow him around and do a lawn. His business is called Lawn Rangers. They wanted to do a Lawn Rangers reality series.
It would have been interesting to have heard the proposal.
Yeah. Well, I think he didn't want to do it because it was, in fact, so scripted. But that's really your only option. Like I said, you gotta, you don't got cameras rolling 24/7, and you don't have funny stuff happening all the time. And
Right,
these
exactly.
production crews are on a time limit. They have to get some content put it out, and they don't have time to sit there and wait for, 2 weeks for something funny or entertainment worthy to happen. So you gotta build it up, which
So-
basically makes it a sitcom.
And then at that point in time, they have to go and approach the customers and say, "Hey, listen, would you be willing to play along with this sort of thing?" And
That's right, because
yeah.
you're recording their property.
Exactly.
You probably got to record them at some point. So, but they were good, man. I mean, the 90s, early 2000s, as weird as it seems like it was in retrospect, we had a lot of fun. And sometimes I wish we could go back, which everybody, y'all wish you could go back to a certain era. But the 90s was, in particular, it was pretty fun. I mean, we had a good time. Woodstock 99, all that music from back in the 90s was so good. TRL on MTV with
Total
Carson
Request
Daly.
Live.
Yeah.
I remember SNL always making fun of him. I'm Carson Daly, and I'm a tool.
Yeah, he did seem like a tool. But maybe he's a nice guy. What else? Real World, Road Rules. Remember those?
Real World, yeah, I remember that.
And then the Road Rules, which was the other one where they traveled in an RV and did challenges or whatever.
I don't
Real
remember that
World
one.
was more of, I think there was less challenges in Real World where they were just kind of living life. And then Road Rules was more challenge oriented. Like they had stuff that they had to do in order to, it was more of one of those elimination kind of, what you call it? You got to complete the
reality
mission.
competition
and-
show sort of thing.
Kind of like Survivor or something like that. There was one I was watching because they're still making these things like crazy.
No, sure, they're cheap.
There was one where they took these B-list celebrities and they put them in like a boot camp. And some of the people that were in there, trying to remember who all was on that show. Trish had me watching a couple episodes of it. Jussie Smollett was one of them.
Yikes.
It was people that were trying to find a way to revive their career. Jussie Smollett, the one guy, what's his name? Cody, the husband from Sister Wives, the guy with the curly hair. I think he was in there. Johnny Manziel was in that show. I don't remember the name of it, though. But it was watching these guys trying to go through what was a very intense boot camp was, it's pretty entertaining. I enjoyed watching it. They were all breaking down. They couldn't hack it. They just wanted to revive their careers, I guess. Dave's in Woodstock. Dave, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I read something where the MTV channels are going dark come January 1st. Either going to be rebranded or something else, or off the air altogether.
Is that right, Steve?
Yeah, they're taking a lot of the MTV channels off. I'm going to check and see if it's all of them.
What about VH1? We don't know about VH1.
That I don't know.
Well, I
I
thought I
heard-
heard something about, they're going to stop doing their shows where they're playing music videos, and I'm like, I didn't know they were still doing that anyway.
I didn't either.
I don't know what they're going to be doing.
I just remember I was working for a cable system when they launched MTV in Birmingham. It had been on the air for probably about 3 months before Birmingham Cable had picked it up, and they did a big launch party at a club down there on South Side, 20th Street somewhere, and brought in Alan Hunter, and they had to get a company to bring a satellite dish on a kind of like a big flatbed F-350 pickup truck
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't have cable there at the club, and they wanted to put MTV up on big screen TVs around the club.
Wow.
But you're talking about reality shows. I don't know if you ever watched Swamp People or not.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it. I didn't watch
Okay.
a lot, but I'm familiar.
Yeah, I went down to Louisiana and got to meet all them people, and I tell you what, they just as genuine in person as they are on the show.
That's what I would
And,
think about those people. I think the Duck Dynasty guys would probably be the same way.
Yeah.
You know, some of those shows were built on regular people, and I think a lot of people
Right.
connected with that.
Well, there's one of them, the Edgars, that run a seafood place down near, I can't remember the town. Anyway, they, New Iberia's, I guess, the biggest town they're close to. And he was telling me about it. Here's something that they won't show you on the show, or they won't tell you on the show. And he's talking about, some of the stuff that he was doing. And he says, the show makes it look like it's really something like gators. If you put chicken on a hook and the gator swallows it, you got to keep that gator no matter what size it is or what condition it's in. But if you throw like a weighted hook out in the water and hook them and bring them in, he said, you don't necessarily have to keep those. And he was doing that day, and if they were small gators or females, he was letting them go. If they were big males, he was keeping them, because he come in with like 3 big male gators, and that's all he had that day.
That's
But
interesting.
he said he let the ladies go so they could make more gators. So,
Yeah.
but you get over there to Duffy's where they're bringing them in. Yeah, they're unloading them with a forklift and put them in a cooler and ice them down until the processor picks them up and does whatever it is. And I think it was Jacob Landry told me, he said that the hides are not worth much anymore. He said that if they're going to make anything out of hides, it comes out of Asia somewhere where they're farm raised and the hides are in better condition. He said big demand now is for the meat.
Oh, gator.
He said they'll take the hides out in the swamp and go dump them somewhere where, wildlife and other gators and all that will eat them.
I think
So,
I
it
would
was-
want
it was-
if I wanted some like gator skin boots or something. I would want genuine Louisiana American gator skin boots, even with the blemishes and everything. I want it caught in the wild. I want a real deal alligator.
Well, that's just what he told me. He says they got like, I guess, Vietnam or somewhere where they got farms where they raise them, and they're not subject to being out in the wild and fighting and having scars from all that.
Yeah.
So anyway, he said, but still, they pay them hunters by the foot, not by the pound. So they come in, they weigh them. I mean, they don't weigh them. They measure them. They get the tag number off of them, and the tag has a code on there too, where they were supposed to have been hunted. And pay the guys and ice them down, let them go.
Interesting. Well, that's good stuff,
Yeah.
Dave. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Later.
There was another one. What was it? What was I watching? It was something about the environmental protection. What do they call the guy, like the game wardens and all of that? What is the agency itself called? There was one show based on those people that were in Louisiana, and they were going around
really?
checking people's boats and their crabs or their deer and all this kind of. And that was a pretty interesting show as well. I think it's a little bit newer. I watched it on Hulu. I don't remember what it's called, but
All right.
Good
so
stuff.
apparently the main MTV channel will continue because it doesn't do any music. It's all of the ones, like the ones that really nobody knows they're around. But all the music video channels that they've ever had, they're all going away as of midnight on New Year's Eve.
interesting. The one thing that everybody thinks MTV doesn't do anymore, they're getting rid of. And
Well, yeah,
maybe
they put
that's
it on.
why.
Yeah, they put it on subsidiary channels like MTV Music, MTV 80s, MTV 90s.
And everybody's like, well, I don't know they exist. Well, obviously
didn't
that's
either.
a good reason to get rid of them because nobody's watching them. The way I'll tell you, I got to take a break, but Spotify, if you all use Spotify now, when you're listening to a song, I don't know, I guess this is on desktop as well, but on your mobile device, if you listen to a song that has a music video, it has a button on there now that says switch to video. So while you're listening to the song, you can actually watch the video on the Spotify app simultaneously which is a really cool feature. I actually really like that. All right, 205-545-9950. More of the line coming up. So, speaking of music videos, this one right here, this is Manchester Orchestra. They have some pretty good music videos. That one, and they don't. A lot of times they don't make sense. This one, I don't really know what the song's about, but it's about this guy who's a truck driver who goes around and enters into these arm wrestling competitions and has got some sort of like protege with him, like younger guy that he's going around kind of teaching him how to arm wrestle people across the country. And then they end up towards the end going up against this, big bad guy or whatever, where, they end up beating him. But there's some, with newer music, and I'm talking about in the past 10 years, there's some good music videos out there. Highly Suspect is another band that does good music videos. What's some of the other crazy ones I've seen? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I did watch a weird-ass movie yesterday called Dawn, from Dusk Till Dawn. Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney. I'd never seen that before. Trisha's like, watch this. It's weird. And boy, was it weird. Hour number 2 coming up next. Hang